It's my life. I'll do what I want.
I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into this video. A lot has happened with this episode, and I just want to get right down to it. Now, excuse the glare on the glasses. I don't have contacts right now, so these are going to have to do. I got to see. So, yeah. Stay tuned because this is the recap for How to Get Away with Murder, Season 1, Episode 6. When it comes to flashbacks, I'm going to do the flashbacks in two parts because the best part was at the end, so I'm just going to start with the beginning part. Asher got the trophy, so now the trophy is in his possession. So when we get to this flashback, he's supposed to have it, and it's like sitting on this one little spot on this bookshelf, and he knows exactly where it is. And so he's like dancing around the room for some reason, and then he looks over at the shelf, and the trophy is gone. So he's like, okay, for some reason, and I guess we'll figure out later why, he believes Michaela took it. Now, we kind of do know Michaela wants this trophy and needs this trophy. But, yeah, he thinks that Michaela took it. So he goes back to Keaton's office, apartment, whatever, house, whatever she lives in. And he goes there to get the trophy back. Now, of course, we know that all of them are in this house and hiding out from him, and they seem to almost get caught by him walking by, like trying to like peek through windows. But Michaela actually got him to go away because she told him that she was in the library and she wasn't at the house. So he went away, and there was no problem. Everything was cool after then. But I do remember that they almost hit Asher with the car. Like, after they got the body out and was driving down to go get the lighter fluid, Asher's walking across the street on the phone like any other random pedestrian. I really hate pedestrians because especially those like younger kids, they don't pay attention. They're so caught up on the phone, texting, pictures, whatever it is, they don't pay attention. And the thing is, yes, you have the right of way, but I'm in a car, a probably 400 or 500 pound, maybe 800-900 pound car. I could kill you. Pay attention. Look up. So he's walking across the street on the phone, not paying attention. It's on the conversation like, hey, you want to meet up at the bonfire? Yada, yada, yada. And they like nearly miss him. And he is so focused on the conversation, he doesn't even see that they nearly missed him. Like, he's completely irrelevant. They're trying to hide to make sure he doesn't see him. All of this other load of crap. But he doesn't see him. He keeps walking and they go on about their business. I'll get back to the rest of the flashbacks. When it comes to West, of course, we left off at the last part where he found out that Keaton's husband is the guy on the phone. So he is like livid with her. Now, he's really upset, and he really said, you could tell in his attitude that he's like, he doesn't want anything else to do with her. So he returns the trophy. He literally like goes to class, puts the trophy on his actual desk, and leaves. So she comes in for work, and she's looking around the class, trying to start a regular class. She's hoping that he's there. She looks up, sees the trophy, and he's not there. So, of course, you know, speculation, where is he? And everything starts to run through her mind about the previous night of how he just stormed out of her house and was really angry that she had been lying to him this entire time because she knew the truth all along. So, it's really the way that he got back to her. He took all of the information off of Lila's phone. He had it in a file. He made multiple copies. One copy that he kept in the safe deposit box. The other copy he gave to Keaton. And he gave her all of the information. He was like, this is yours, but you got to do one thing for me. You need to find Rebecca because I really don't believe she did this. You need to find her, get her safe, and then we'll be good. If you do not, I will go to the police with all of this information on the phone, point them directly at your husband, and I could care less about what will happen of me or you from then. So you can tell he's really angry, but he gave her an ultimatum, so that was her next task, was to find Rebecca. So because he left the trophy, she really had to catch up with him to see what he wanted to do. So in the meantime, she got a new case, and of course, all of the associates, the student associates, they're trying to, like, you know, did Wes leave? Did this become too much for him? Did he drop out of college? Like, they all want to know what is going on. But because of the condition that she gave him, he goes back to work with her. So they started a new case, which is about a death penalty appeal. So they're trying to get his conviction overturned so that they won't have to kill him. So And it seems as if with that case, she kind of, it seems as if she might know the guy that she's working with. Like, I know that this happened 21 years beforehand, but it seems as if she might, like, have a relationship, like he's a distant cousin or a brother. Like, she actually knows this man. But she's trying to help him get off. And you know, Keaton never loses a case. So, of course, we know the outcome of that. Dealt with getting the truth through Asher's father. We'll get to that when we get to him. Now on to Miss Laurel and Mr. Asher. Not heard from this episode. It was actually Michaela and Connor. We didn't get, of course they were in the episode, but there was no actual like background stuff on him. Laurel, very quickly, she's just still trying to figure out this thing with Frank. And interestingly enough, she got some like back talk and like some side conversation from Bonnie. Was like, do not toy with him, do not play with him, because it's not gonna happen. And I really think it was Bonnie trying to help Frank. Like, Frank does need to stop sleeping with the girls that come working through that office. So, but Bonnie she said it to him multiple times. Seems like he doesn't care. So I think now our approach is to get through to Laurel to stop messing with him, because, and in a way, she really was leading him on. I mean, he was like going out about to find Rebecca. Oh, actually, no. He was going out to go do some digging on the boyfriend. Laura comes out. Are you gonna look for Rebecca? I just wanted to... Girl, please, go sit down. You are being very extra right now. And it was so obvious that she was like, you know, kind of like toying with him. And he didn't fall into it. And I think it was because, you know, they had just gone through this kiss. She had just already said she had a boyfriend. So he's kind of over it. And now she's trying to buddy up to him. The two of them are playing entirely too many games. So Bonnie was like, stop toying with him. Stop being affectionate. Stop flirting. It's not even necessary. We all here to work. Please go on about your life. You got a boyfriend and everything. Asher this is really the first time they kind of get into him a little bit, because he's not a part of the actual murder with Sam. So they haven't focused on him as much for the entire 5 episodes. But now it's kind of less peer into him. So because of this death penalty case that they're trying to overturn, comes to find out his father is a judge and he presided over that case. And when it got down to it, after looking through manuscripts and everything and going back through the entire case, her father was given information that one of the witnesses was lying about her statement in court. And they told the judge, and the judge was supposed to go back to that witness person or the jury or whoever it was and figured out. He ignored it because he wanted to get up. It was like after he did that, no more than a month later, he ended up getting a job with the federal court to be a judge under federal court. So he got a promotion from putting this black man in jail over killing this white woman. Because of that and the other information that they got out, they ended up getting the case. It was declared, I think it was declared a mistrial, and they get to now revisit the case. So now instead of him dying, it was like in 2 weeks, now he gets to go home, you know, and kind of let's start from scratch and let's retry this case all over again. So I'm pretty sure that probably won't happen, and we probably won't hear any more about that other story. But she did her job, which was to get his death penalty overturned, and she did her job with that. Asher got to his father, actually talked to him. He was, please tell me that you're not the type of person that lies and cheats and steals and do all of this bad stuff to get to where you are. Please tell me you're not the type of person. His father never answered. And you can kind of tell from the conversation between him and his father that he really doesn't like that he's even working for Keaton, because she is a black woman. And yeah, that it was surprising, because the minute that he accused him of it, the very first thing he says is, what is that woman putting into your head? So that's the only thing. You instead of asking me, you know, how can I think that that's true, or give me an explanation of why it's not true, the very first thing that you say to me is, why does she put that in my head? Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. And eventually, because of the conversation, his father did put him out the house. So, but he worked it out with Keaton. Very smart of him. He said, okay, I know my father has had some part in this, but I'll help you out and make sure I'll give you some information that you need in order so that you can win this case. But you got to keep my father out of it. This was his ultimatum. You got to keep my father out of it, and I want that trophy. Now, because Wes had already given up the trophy and said, to hell with it, that was the easy part. But she kind of contemplated on whether or not to actually keep his father out of it. But she did go ahead with it. So from that, because they won the case, because everything happened, because his facts checked out, he got the trophy. So I believe, now we're only 5 weeks out from the murder, I believe Asher has had that trophy ever since. But for some reason, this trophy ends up back in Keaton's office, and her husband is actually killed with it. Miss Keaton is, of course, the queen of this entire show. And she's beginning to lose it. You can definitely tell she's beginning to lose it. She's not as happy as she appears. Just like when, you know, Wes wasn't there, she immediately lost her entire train of thought and was focused on what Wes said to her the night before. But because Wes knows now, Sam is extremely nervous that he could take the information that he knows and use it against him, because he knows that that's her husband. In the meantime, she recovered the wallpaper. Now, she used the exact same print, but she just used a different color. But she redid the wallpaper to cover up her husband that he did it. And she actually is they got the picture leaked out. And they're trying to, you know, everyone is trying to identify who the person is in the picture. But she was a part of that, getting the picture out there. Because, you know, the more that they know, it's the less that it looks like they're trying to cover up. So, which is, you know, very important in any type of criminal case like this. Now, he has told her multiple times that he did not do this. But you can tell in the back of her head that, you know, she really doesn't believe it 100%. Because the detective guy has already confirmed that he was not at this lecture that he was supposed to be. He wasn't in Pennsylvania. Like, stuff's not adding up. So it really is making her really nervous. And, you know, you can kind of see it because she starts to work on the case, on the actual Lila Stangard case, and she's just like her eyes are wandering all over the place. She can barely see, and she's trying to, you know, pick up stuff and all this kind of stuff, and she's just almost in, well, she really does go into tears, but she literally almost lost it just sitting there. She was just like, put it together. We also see that the boyfriend, we already know the boyfriend is still on this kick. He's trying his best to figure out whether or not her husband did it or not. And I think he really wants to know so he can use that stuff against her. But he does go and get some information. He contacts some guy that ends up giving him pictures that shows that Frank actually was looking into the dead girl's boyfriend's car. Like, he literally parked his car, and I really think what was happening was they were actually following the boyfriend. But as they were sitting there, this guy gets out of the car, parks right across the street from him, goes over and starts searching through his car. So whoever this private person was that was actually taking photos of him, they ended up catching that information, but they gave it back to the boyfriend. I think his name is Nate. They gave it back to him. It already came out in the news that it was found out that the boyfriend probably did kill her because he found out the evidence of her having an affair on him. She was supposed to be a virgin. She was supposed to have never slept with anybody, and it's supposed to be the two of them until they got married. But he found this evidence on her phone, this picture of another man, and that's motive enough to kill her. Best part about the flashback. Okay, we know that Asher got this. We know that Asher got this trophy, and it's been sitting on his shelf. And when we peer into this conversation of him, he was like, oh my God, I can't believe that they actually went to the bonfire. And after they gave me so much flack about wanting to go and saying I was childish and all this kind of stuff, here's all types of pictures of them at the bonfire. So here Bonnie's like, yeah, don't even worry. Laying next to him, completely naked, just as he is. And she's like, don't even worry about it. It was just childish, whatever. Nobody cares. Look, we had fun anyway. Hey, let it go. So they're having this conversation. So so now we all know that while Bonnie is trying to keep Frank from sleeping with other women, which I thought maybe that was because she was a little jealous that he wasn't with her, comes to find out she's sleeping with the students too. Now, this may be the first student she's actually slept with. This could be the 7th student. Who knows? But we know that she's actually doing the exact same thing. Asher, though, I don't know why, but I guess he is the only other option because Wes is not interested and Connor's gay. So Asher was the last possible resort. So she had to get hers in, honey. Oh, I'm not sure what is going to happen of this, but it really makes me conclude that Bonnie is very likely that she could have done this. For instance, we know that Sam was killed with the trophy. We know that Asher had the trophy up until the day that Sam was killed. So for 5 weeks he's had that trophy sitting on his shelf, didn't touch it, nobody else did. But now what we do know is Bonnie was in and out of his apartment, in and out of his bed, so she probably has all types of access to get that trophy. And we also know that Bonnie definitely has some type of jealousy towards Keaton, because of her relationship with Sam, and she definitely has feelings for Sam. But now it's looking very obvious that Bonnie probably did this. She had access to Asher's apartment to get the trophy, and access to Keaton's office to actually go in there to talk to Sam, and she probably found out some information. But at the end of the day, she has feelings for him, and she's probably very upset that he has not chosen her over Keaton, over Lila, over his first wife, or whatever. And I really do think that she is very jealous. She's jealous of the relationship. Even How to Get Away with Murder's Facebook page said that Bonnie is very jealous of Keaton and Sam's relationship. So I really do think she did it. She had motive, opportunity, access, and, you know, the timing. After Bonnie sleeps with Sam, we go to Keaton calling Bonnie. She calls her. She's like, "Are you with Sam?" She's like, "What?" She's like, "Girl, don't play with me right now. Right now it's not the time to play. I don't need you. I don't need you second guessing. I don't need you to lie to me. Tell me right up front, because I already know, honey. I already know about your feelings towards my husband. Are you with him right now?" And she's like, "No, I ain't with him right now." "What? No." She's like, "Okay, well then something has gone terribly wrong. Something bad has happened." So now it's probably going to pick up from there, from that very moment where she calls Bonnie and says something is wrong. She could have killed him already. It did something, or did another thing or another, and then used Asher as her alibi. It's oh my God, I think I'm piecing this together. Bonnie went and killed him. And she left the body and just ran off and went to go find Asher. So that could be her alibi. She was with Asher at the time that he was killed. While she did that, the other kids walked in, and maybe even Rebecca walked in too, and found him on the floor. So now they're, okay, something happened. Let's just cover this up. So they go and cover it up and go away. Well, the whole time Bonnie is with Asher, and these kids are getting rid of this body. Keaton comes home and finds that her husband's not there. And I told y'all I was going to get this story together, but I really think Bonnie did it. Yeah, this thing is coming together. I think Bonnie's our murderer, while the other these stupid people are accessories to murder. Who's going to go to jail, though? Who knows? We'll find out on the next episode of How to Get Away with Murder. I hope you have enjoyed this recap. Please stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on this video as well as the other ones. Watch all of them so we can keep up. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.